Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and welcome to our Canva class number 2. And as I have told you guys before, if there's anybody out there watching that's a Canva pro, then you're gonna know you're gonna know that I am learning just like everybody else is. But I had so many requests to please share what I knew and about making digitals and that kind of thing. So I thought I would share what I know. I'm not one of those who tries to keep everything to myself. I like to share what I know, and hopefully somebody can get some use out of it somewhere. So we're on the Canva homepage. Now you can download Canva to your Mac. You can download it to your Windows. You can download it to your phone. You can download a Canva app to your phone or your iPad. So there's many ways that you can use Canva. You can just use it through the browser like I'm using right now, or you can use it on your iPad through an app, which is what I have on my iPad. They work basically the same way. So we're on the home page, and if we want to, well, first off, let's go over what these buttons kind of do for you over here. Of course, this is your home page. This is your close menu little thing. You can close that menu if you want to. I like to leave it open because I use it all the time. And then your projects, if you click on that, it's going to show you the projects that you've been working on. As you can see, Bethany has been working on some numbers for us. And then there's the Denim and Daisy I just finished. Canva automatically saves what you're working on. It saves it to the cloud, so you don't have to worry about trying to save everything as you go along. It saves it for you. Then you've got templates, so you can click on templates, and you can use business templates, social media, education, videos, marketing, print products, card invitations, that kind of thing. Now, I will tell you, I am working on the Canva Pro. That's what I have. You can have the free Canva, which I had for many years, used it, and had made tons of things with it. So you can start out with the Canva free, and then if you decide later you want the Pro, you can upgrade to the Pro. I think it's $15 a month. It's well worth it if you're going to make digitals and sell them. I have the Pro because we have a business account, which is the 3 of us, for $30 a month. So that's what we have. But like I said, I used the free for many years before I got the Pro. Okay, so you can do social media, which shows you Instagram posts. It shows you, how to do some of those. It gives you lots of free little images here that you can start off with to use to make your own little presentations and things. You can also edit your videos on here. Now, I think you can edit these even if you have the free app. I've never edited mine on here, so I'm not sure. But if you have the free Canva, I think you can still edit your videos on here. But, just check on your own. I'm not 100% sure about that. I edit my movies through iMovie, so I don't know. And then if you go on down, of course, you've got a lot of, little places here you can click. And my suggestion to you would be click on all of these and just see what's in there. That's what I did. I just went through clicking on different things. Before you start a digital or something, just go through here and click on things. And I mean, you can always delete it if it's not something that you want. Just click on it and find. Now the brand, that is, you can see that crown up there. So that is in the Pro only. But all that is you can make an image. You see Melina has made a brand kit here, and it's got the images of her crafty blends and things over there. But I don't ever use it. I just make my things like that as I go. But she keeps up with hers in here, and that's fine. So apps, you have different apps that you can use. So you can use Workplace Essentials, AI Powered, Productivity, Design Essentials, Share and Publish, Marketing, all of this. And you just got tons of things down through here that you can little apps that you can click on and go. You can make your own QR code. I mean, it's endless. You will get lost in here if you just go through and click on all these. I use a few of their apps, not many. I kind of just, I'm pretty simple when it comes to that kind of thing, but you can definitely use all of these. Now, Dreamlab is where you can go and you can have AI make images and things for you. I haven't really figured out how to use that, so I'm not even going to go into it on here. When I do figure it out, maybe we'll go into it a little bit. But I'm not real familiar with it, so I'm not the one to teach that one. So let's just go here where it says create a design, and it pulls all of this up. You can do documents, whiteboards, presentations, social media, videos, print products, websites, custom size or uploads, or more. I'm going to click on custom size because I always like to put in my own size here. Now, if you are on the free Canva, make sure that you put your size in here. Well, why is it doing backwards? Put your size in here that you want to use, because once you get over and start creating your design, you can't change the size then. So make sure you put the right size in here. You can do, you know, the tall ones, which when I do tall digitals, I do 8.5 by 11. But when I do the wide ones, I do 11 by 8.5. So, and then just click on create design and it brings you up your page. So we've got, now this, you can click down here. Let me show you this little thing. It says hide page thumbnails. So if you click on that, it's going to hide the little thumbnails. And then when you add other pages, you're going to add them this way by just clicking add a page. I don't particularly use this kind as much as I do this, because I like to see all my pages down here at the bottom. You see a little thumbnail of them all the way across here. Every time you make another one, you see them, and all you need to do to add a page is click on that. You can also make your images larger, make them smaller, or your canvas anyway. And then it shows that I've got 2 pages going. And then you can do the grid view. So if you click on that, it'll show you just the grid view here, which, like I said, I don't use that a lot. I'm simple. I use the simple things. You can do full screen if you want to go full screen with everything, but I like to have all of my little buttons and things up here that I can use. So what we're going to do first is just go to an element. So let's click on element, and then what we'll do in this class is we're going to learn a little bit about frames and things and making ephemera, and then we're also, I have a link on the blog, and I'll show you that in a minute, where you can go and you can find places. I have links on there where you can go to those links and find your images that are copyright free or public domain. I've got those links on my blog, and you'll see those in a minute. So let's just go here where it says see all. Now you'll notice that some of these have got the pro under it. Those you can't use if you've got the free account, but then there's tons that you can use that don't have the little crown on there, like that one. I use this one a lot. I make ephemera cards and tags and things out of this. Now this one already has the rounded edges, as you can see. Okay, so we've got this set about the size that I like it. I don't like it too much taller than that. So let's go over to my uploads. I will also show you how to do an upload, get an upload from your computer. Let's go over to my uploads, and you can see I've got a few things uploaded into here. And let's just click on this. Now, this is the birds and birdhouses digital that I just made. I want to make a tag out of this, but I want this birdhouse showing in the tag. Now if I just drag it over there, it's going to show like that, and I don't like that. It's got that line down the middle. I don't like that. So we're going to go up here to the undo arrow and undo, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to size it, the size of the tag or the ephemera card. Then I'm going to drag this side over a little bit and drag this side over a little bit. Then I'm going to slide it across there, and look, I've got my image in there like I want it. That makes a big difference to me. I like to put what image I want in there, and not just, if you just slide it across, it's going to put whatever. Now this is the way I have learned it. If, you know, there may be other ways, I don't know. but this is the way that I have learned to do Canva. Now, this does not have a line around it, as you can see. I like to put little lines around my ephemera just because it makes it a little bit easier to cut out. So I go to the 3 lines there, click on that, and then I go to the little line, straight line here, and then I bring it down to 2 because I want just a little thin line around it. That's all I want. And see, that makes a big difference to me. Okay, we're going to go back to elements. And excuse me if I click and don't tell you everything I'm clicking on. I'm trying not to, but I'm pretty bad about. My husband called me a quick clicker. I'm pretty bad about clicking and not letting you know. So we're going to do this one. This is a little image. It's like a side tuck, and I like to make it just a little bit bigger than what it comes into your frame with, or your canvas. Okay, and then we'll go back to our uploads. And let's just put, I'd like to put those flowers right there, these flowers in that one. So I'm going to make it about the size of this, and then I'm just going to bring this over some. Let's see if we can get it in there right. No, not really. Okay, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do this. I'm going to drag this back out some, and then I'm going to bring this up a little. And then we'll see if we can get it in there like we want it. Yeah, that's a little bit better. We got some flowers and then part of the birdhouse. I mean, with a side tuck like this, it's not going to get perfect, but that's good enough for me. And then I'm going to put a frame around it, and I'm just going to do 2. So there's that one. Now, if you wanted to add something on the top of this, which I wouldn't, considering that it's already got a lot in there, but if you wanted to, you need to double click that. That locks this up. Now you can unlock it, but right now it's locked. And then let's go over and let's just type in, let's go to our elements, and let's type in bird. Okay, you can see there's lots of birds. A lot of them are pro, but there are some that are not. So let's just find us one that's not a pro. That's not with the pro account, I should say. That's a pretty one right there. If you wanted to put this bird on top, we can shrink it down by just dragging, and then we can sit that little bird in there. There we go. We got a little bird in there, and it kind of matches this, so we might leave that. So, but you have to lock that image before you can put anything else on top of it. So maybe we want to put a tag on this one. You double click the lock here. So double click it. It locked it. And then let's see if we've got a label in here. I don't know if we do. Sometimes I upload them, sometimes I don't. Let's see what we got. We might just put that one. That's a free one. We might just put that, even though it doesn't have anything on it. So just shrink it down to the size that you want, and then you can just drop it right there. And there is our little frame on there, which I really don't like that color, so let's change the color of it. Let's go and do and if you click on the one of the little color circles here, it'll show you in your photos what colors you've got. So if you wanted to change that color to match your photo, you could. But I think I'm just going to go with a little bit lighter. There we go. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit lighter. And then you could fill this in with words if you want. Let's just say, spring. And then, of course, this is going to have to be shrunk down. So go up here to your size on your fonts. Just shrink it down. And I click off so that I can see it, and so click off of your page, and then it takes the little frame around it and you can see it better. Now let's say I don't particularly like that font, so I'm going to click on it, go up here to my fonts, and then it'll show me many different fonts that I can use. Let's see, let's try that one. Yeah, I like that one better. So we can bring that little guy in there. And I think we can change the color on that. So let's change the color to this reddish color. There we go. I like that pretty good. All right, let's do something else. Now, if you just want to put, let's just say you've got a full page like this and you just want to put text on it because you want to maybe type out a banner or something that you're going to put on your website. You can just go to the T over here, text, click that, and then you can just start typing and put whatever you want on here. And then you can change the font to whatever font that you would like. It's got tons in here. And then you can also upload some of your own. So let's see what we got. Let's try that one. Oh, that's a loopy. I like that one. So then I could just move it, straighten it out. I can change colors. So I could do it a red. I could do it, which I like, a teal color. And then I could just go ahead and make a full page of whatever I want to do. This is where I make my pages for my advertising on Facebook. This is where I make my pages. And then also you can go over here and scroll down, and it's got background right there. So click on background, and then I can put something behind this. Let's just say we want to make it look springy. Now I would need to change the color, of course, because that's not going to show up. So I'm going to change it to white. So now we've got a page that has my name at the top, and it's got spring flowers on it, and I think that's pretty. So there's lots of pages and pictures and different things in here under backgrounds that you can use. There are tons of them. I mean, you can get lost in here, believe me. And let's go to another one. Okay, let's say we want to start a digital, and then we want to look in here and see what they have for backgrounds. So let's just type in coffee background. Let's type that in, see what that brings up. I don't know what it'll bring up. It didn't bring up what I want. Let's do vintage papers. Okay, here's a bunch of them. So there's one that's nice right there. You just click on it and it's going to pop it over here. And it's going to put it in the size that you want. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. Then there's lots on there. All right, let's go back and let's go to our elements. And let's type in, what shall we type in? Let's type in flowers. I always like flowers. Now you can see there's lots of flowers that are under the Pro, but there are lots of flowers that are not. So just keep scrolling and you'll see plenty of flowers down through here. Now, I love that right there. It wouldn't look good on here, of course, but I love it. Okay, let's go over that. You can do something like that. It has the opening in the middle where you can type something in there. Of course, it doesn't go with this background, but I'm just showing you some different things. I think this background's too dark. Let's click on it and go up here to the transparency, and let's bring it down some. And then we can use some different things to fill that in. Let's see. Oh, these flower borders are cute. Now this is something that is Pro, but like I said, there's plenty in here that are not, so you can always find something to use. That looks a little childish for that, so. Let's see. Oh, that one's pretty. Look at that one. Let's see, you could put that on there, and then let's put, let me look. Just scroll down through here. This is just the way I learn. I learn by scrolling. Let's put some little mushrooms over here. Now, we're going to have to change that background because I don't think that background is going to do it for us. Let's just go to let's change it to that background. Yeah, see, you don't even have to delete that other one to put in a new background. You can just put it in there. Oh, what about that one? I like that one better. And then let's see if there's any, let's see, vintage writing. No, they don't have any. They don't have any vintage writing in here. But if you have some writing on in your computer, okay. Let's see what we've got in my computer that we can upload to use in here. Let's just upload these. These are just some pages that I have got from different places. I just click on all of them, hold my shift key down, and then just upload every one of them. I love that. Let's just see what that'll look like behind this. Now you can see it's in front of my flower and I don't want it there, so click on position and then do backward. So it's going to go behind it then. Okay. And I'm going to do it a little bit transparent just because I don't want such stark edges on it. That'll make it a little bit better. I'm going to bring it down just a little. Now, these are some things that I have to play around with. Sometimes, you know, there are people out there that can just click on all this stuff real quick and go through and make digitals. It takes me time, believe me. It takes me time. Let's see. Let's don't do that one. Let's try this one. Okay, now you can see these have white backgrounds in them, and it doesn't have anything up here for me to change the background. Now, since I'm a pro, I can do the background remover. I don't know what it would do to this one, but let's just see. I don't know if, well, it looks like it did pretty good, didn't it? It did it pretty good. So that's not bad. So let's see, and like I said, this is just, I'm going to get rid of my mushrooms. I'm not feeling the mushrooms, and I think I'm going to go with this postcard, this vintage postcard, and I'm going to put it right there, but I want it behind, so I'm going to go backward. Now that has a little bit of a frame around it that's white. What I would do is I would take this onto my Photoshop and I would erase that, because if I do background remover, it's going to remove all of this brown, and I don't want all of that removed. So I would just take it to my Photoshop and remove it. But if you don't have a Photoshop to do that with, you can try some different things. Let's just try this. Let's try, if I made it any darker. I don't think it did. We'll try some different stuff here. I'm not sure. I haven't. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, I like how that changed the color. Now, I clicked on this color right here, which it looks like it's brown, but it changed it to a mauve color, and that's pretty. I've still got that little white around there. I think I might can drag these and get rid of part of that. Let's just try it. Yep. Got rid of some of it, I think. You can also, if you can't really, if you got a small space like this and you can't really drag it, you can use your arrow keys on your computer and drag it a little bit. There we go. We got rid of those edges. Look at that. All right, we can do that. And then you can change the way it looks. You can, you know, tilt it a little bit, tilt it that way. You can do different things with it. Let's take it all the way to the back though. I think I want it behind the letter there. Here we go. I'm kind of liking that. I'm going to lighten this up just a little bit more. Now this is how I do digitals. I just play around with them, and you know, I just play around until I get them kind of like I want. That's the only way I know to do it. You know, I learned the hard way, and so I'm teaching you the hard way. Okay, I like that pretty good. I love that right there, how that did. So we've got this on here, that, and then some flowers. You could Always add more. You could change these flowers out if you don't particularly like that. Upload different flowers from the sites that I have got linked over on the blog. Just upload different flowers. You can go in the search and just type in flowers, and it'll let you upload lots of different flowers and things, and then just play around with it until you just, you get the right image that you want. Let's go to another one. I wouldn't be finished with this one. I would play around with it more, but we're just going to go to another one. Now, it's got the same background as this one does, so let's just change the background on it. So I'm just going to drag this out. This is one of my backgrounds, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. I say I think. Now, maybe I wanted a different color. I don't want it blue. So I'm just going to click on that and go down here and let's change it to pink. Ooh, that's pretty. Maybe a purple. It didn't really change a lot, did it? What about a blue? I just click on them until I find, ooh, I like that. You see, I clicked on orange, but that looks more of a sepia color, so that's pretty. Or you could change, let's see what red looks like. Nah, red doesn't do it. Some of them it'll change dramatically, and then some of them it's going to change just very slightly. You can also click on the color wheel here, and then you can choose your own colors. You can make it darker, make it lighter. You can do different things with that too. So play around with all of those. Get an image up here and just start clicking on it and decide what you want to do with it. And then you can make sure you lock this layer. Let's lock it. And then we can add some things on top. So let's just try this one. Now I'm going to do the background remover. Remove that background. I like that. But I've already got writing here, so I don't need any more writing. So let's just do a flower. Oh. No, this is a flower that I brought in from my stash. Some of these are. Let's just use these tulips. Oh, that's Bethany. Never mind, that's Bethany's hold. That is her digital that she made. That's the whole digital. So, okay. I like that rose. Now, it's not quite deep enough for this kind of background. So I can either try to deepen the rose, which I think is what I'm going to do, or I can lighten up this background. I think I'm going to see if I can make that rose a little bit deeper color. There we go. That looks pretty. Maybe even a red. Nope, I think I like that color better. There we go. So we've made the rose a little bit darker, and now it shows up better on here. So then you can go back to your elements, and let's just go to torn paper. And I know we went over some of this last week, but I'm just going over some of the things that I do and play around with. So now I like my washi tape on the bottom of my flowers. That's just me. I like that. So let's just make this a little bit smaller. Let's put it here, and then I'm going to tilt it just a little like that. I think I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Bring it up a little bit. So there we go. We've got our piece of tape on the bottom. And then what shall we put over here? Maybe a bird or something. I mean, I'm just popping in things that I can think of, but you can scroll through here and there are tons and tons of things that you can use. Just type it in if you're unsure and it will definitely pull it up for you. That's a cute bird, but it looks like it's just sitting on nothing, doesn't it? So let's find him a limb. Let's see if we got a branch. There we go. There's a branch that we can set him on. Now, I don't want the branch to go that way, so I'm going to go up here to flip, and I'm going to flip it horizontal. It's going to flip my branch around so that I can bring it off the page, and then I'm going to go to position, and then I'm going to go backward so that it'll take it to the back. Now I like that much better. That's cute. His little feet are sitting on the branch, so that's good. I might make my flower, I don't want these images the same height, so I might make my flower a little bit larger, just because I want it to be the focal point on this side of the page, and then this bird on this side, but I never want them to be the same size. And then we can put something up here. You could put a, oh, what could we put there? You could even put another branch up there, like another tree's coming in, or like part of that tree's coming in there. You can duplicate this branch, so let's just say we want to use it again. We can duplicate it and just bring it in somehow. Let's bring it in down here. I'm going to tilt it a little bit. Maybe. Let's tilt it that way. And then we're going to position it because I want it behind the bird, not in front of the bird. There we go. And you could add another smaller one up here. Let's just do that. And have it just a piece of it showing. There we go. So there's the start of one, and I particularly like that. Let's move this up a little. And then you can do other things over here. I mean, you can just keep adding. You can see how you can keep adding. But just don't forget to lock that first layer when you want to start making a design. Just lock your first layer. So we've gone over how you can use the, let's go back to elements, how you can use the frames and things to, okay, let me get rid of limbs. We don't want to do limbs. So you can use your frames and then drag your images in there. Let's just put one more here, and I'm going to use one of the images that I've got. Let's put a circle there, and one of the images that I uploaded a minute ago, we'll try to use that. Let's click off a flower. Let's do, oh, this handwritten letter. This is one of my handwritten letters. I love that. Look at that. And then we can put the frame around it, the little line around it. I like that. Okay, so that is how you do these particular templates, and that's your frames templates. Anytime you see your templates that have the blue, white, and the green in them, they're images that you can insert photos into or your other images into. A lot of these other ones, the graphics and things, you can't really drag and drop like you can on these, but you can play around with them and decide what you can and can't do. And then this is using the backgrounds and just typing something on there if you wanted to make a little banner like I did for the sale this week. And then this is just starting out making a digital, you know, just adding some different elements. And then this one is using an older background page that I made a long time ago with some font on it, and then just adding some different elements on there. So got a lot of homework. Start clicking on all of these buttons over here and decide what they do and what you can use them for. You can do photos, and then, like I said, there's apps, there's tools. Just click on them and figure out what you can do. Play around with some of these images. Add different images on. Take them off, delete them, remove them, you know, add them again. Do different things so that you can figure out what they do and how they work. Now, to title your images that you make, to title everything, all you have to do is go up here. Now, mine's titled Spring right now, but you could change the title to, we're just going to change it to Canva Class 2. And that'll just tell me that this is some of the things we went over in the second class, and hopefully I won't repeat, but I probably will. So when I save this, now we're going to save this so that you're going to know how to save and share your images. I'm going to go up here. Let's pretend that this is a full digital that I've got made. I'm going to go to Share. I'm going to go to Download. And then when I download a digital file, I make sure that I download in PDF print. That is the best quality and it's the easiest for people to download to their computers and print. Don't mess with any of this. It's set on RGB, which is the best quality. Then just click download, and it will download to your computer, and you can find it just by typing in Canva Class 2 or whatever you named it. So that is your sharing. Now I'm going to show you on the blog where the information is for places that you can get copyright-free images, and then you can upload them into Canva and use them. So let me let this download. Okay, it's done. So if you go to my blog, I'm just going to type in journalsbyme.com. And then if you look right here under Canva class number 2, just click on that, and that's way too big. I need to shrink that. It looks all distorted, but it's got information here on Canva Free versus Canva Pro, the different things that you can get with each one, different elements you get. And then it's also got all of these links down here, and each one of these is a link. Like Pickrel, you click on that and it brings you up Pickrel. I absolutely love this website. This is one of my favorites. I get lots and lots of things off of here. Most everything on here is either public domain or copyright free, but make sure that you check on it to see. So this is 1470 to 1528. Is that not amazing? That is just, and see, this right here says public domain. That means you can use this image in any of your digitals that you make. Let's just go. Now, some of them are going to be a little bit sketchy because this is way back when, you know, when they did all of the art that was a little bit sketchy. So, you know, just don't be offended. Just scan over those. I mean, that's just art, you know, that's art. Okay, that one. Let's see, it says public domain, so that's good. We could use that one. You can search. You can do a search if you want. Let's see, where's my search bar? There it is. Let's just search vintage book pages. Oh, look at this. These are vintage book pages. This is where I get tons and tons of things. I mean, I just love these. I love these birds. And let's just pull up, I like this one right here. This is an American. It tells you where it came from, you can download here. If you scroll on down, let's see, it says public domain, so you can use any of these. Copyright info, public domain, that means you can use it. So any of these down through here. And it's also going to give you a lot of related ones too. So you can just keep scrolling. Believe me, you can get lost in all this. But if you wanted to download it, just download it to your computer by clicking that button. Now, I do have an account with them, but it's a free account. It doesn't cost me anything. But my suggestion would be to you to sign up and just get the free account and then play around with it and see what you like. You will get offers for the pro account or whatever they call it, but I just use the free. I use the free on all of them. Okay, let's go back. Then you can go to Flickr. That's another place that I use images from. Now on Flickr, be careful because all of this right here, this is iStock photos. So those are not, most of those are not free. They do advertisements on this page, so you have to be careful as to where you click. Make sure it's on the Flickr website and not somewhere else. I usually just go in here and type in what I'm looking for. Let's do flowers. So see, it pulls up tons of flowers. Now some of them are going to be photos, but then you're going to have some that are going to be the images, or the, I call them images. Let's see. You can also type in copyright free images. Let's see what it gives us. Okay. It gives you, then it'll give you copyright free images. So all of these would be copyright free, unless, like here, this is an advertisement. Don't get lost on that. That's an advertisement for iStock, so don't go that route. This one is about the only one I think that they have a lot of advertisements on. Don't use it quite as much as I use some of the others, but you know, you can find things on there. Pixabay is another one I use. Now I'm not logged in, but you can set up a free account. I like to go to illustrations because to me illustrations are better to use in your digitals. But you know, you can use either, you can search, you can just scroll, you can do whatever, but you know, you'll get lost in these too. There's lots of different things that's come on here just since I've used it last. They didn't used to have this AI on there. So just go on here and play around and look and read. You know, that's the way I find things. And then you can do morgue file. I know that sounds awful, but morgue file. There are images on here that are free. Just copy and copyright free and see what images are on here. You're going to get lots of pop-ups, so don't get lost in the pop-ups. Make a free account and then you won't get quite as many pop-ups. But, you know, just go on each one and search. That's all I can tell you to do. That's kind of what I do. Then you've got Pixel. Yes, I will log on later. I don't want to log on right now. So I have an account with them. It's a free account again. So there's lots of images on here. Then let's see what we've got. Librastock. I don't use this one much, but it's Libre, Librastock. I don't use it a lot, but there are tons of images on here too. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that one. Unsplash, I do use a lot. I like Unsplash. I'm not logged in right now, but there's still images here. But to download and everything, you need to log in to get the full access. And this is free. You can take the free account. You don't have to pay anything for it. And let's see what the other one is. We've got the Metropolitan Museum of Art. You've got lots of images on here. And then one of my favorites is the Library of Congress. You've got lots of images on here. Now this one you can get lost in. Let's do birds. You can really get lost. Let's see, if I just type in birds, it's going to pull me up everything that has a bird in it. But you can also click on the years you want to look through, and you can see it has millions of images on here. I mean, it's a lot. But I usually go here to find things, and I'm going to tell you, I get lost here a lot of times. So just look through these, click on these. I think that was my last one. Yeah, just look through, click on them, read about them, look and see what you can use, what you can't use. I will tell you there are some more places out there that have images, but a lot of them will say that you have to change the image, you have to use it in a specific way, you have to, I mean, they give you a long list of things that you have to do, and I don't have that kind of time, so I steer clear of those, but, you know, you feel free. So that is it for class number 2. I hope you got some information out of it. Don't forget to go over to the blog and copy all of those pages down if you want to, print them out so that you'll have places to go to find your free images. We will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.